All right, can get started with Qigong. Diane Qigong. Wednesday, July 29th. That is today. This is Qigong. I am Jordan. We're ready to go. It's still the afternoon. We'll do warm-ups. We'll look at details for the last 4 movements of the set. We'll do the form. We'll call it a day. So starting with the waist rotations. Feet are still experiencing the bottom of the feet. Weight shifts around them. Toes spread. Head is still. And we'll massage up and down, left and right. And waist rotations in the other direction. And can bring the same mindfulness that we bring to the form to the warm-ups, which includes resting the tongue gently behind the teeth. If you can, letting yourself smile. Not always the easiest. Not always the easiest Qigong move, but an important one. Then palm over palm into chest. Massaging one direction and then switching which hand is on top to massage in the other direction. And we'll do hip rotation, so hands, either the Laogong or fingers, into Huan Tiao. And feet are parallel, shoulder wide. Same idea with the rotations of head is still, feet are still. Movement happening in between. At least externally, the movement is apparent in between. Internally, a lot has to shift around to allow for that movement to happen. And massaging. Huan Tiao, lower back. And hip rotations the other direction. And we'll bring palm over palm, lower dantian, massaging. And switch which hand is on top, massage in the other direction. And wherever your eyes are resting for this massage, letting the mind's eye come inside to lower dantian. Then we'll do knee rotations. Palms resting lightly on the knees and making circles or ovals with the knees. Not going down so far that the heels come up, letting the heels stay connected to the ground. For this first set, eyes are also on the ground rather than looking down at your feet, looking out for stability. And then massaging the kneecaps down on the inside, up on the outside, and switching to the other direction for the knee rotations. And then massaging down on the outside, up on the inside. And round 2 of those, coming a little deeper, or if you don't want to do deeper, can do shallower. Just second round playing with the depth or some other parameter that you notice. Doesn't have to be depth that you're playing with, but just letting the second round be slightly different some way. And then massage down the legs. And knee rotations back the other direction. And then massaging up the insides of the legs. Feet back together. Interlace fingers. Push down in front. Arm rotations. Down through upper, middle, lower dantian, and then the hands come out and the eyes follow along. Alternating between mind's eye and eye. And as you're doing these, you can play with how much movement your shoulders get. If they are fully relaxed, then the circles don't even have to come up all the way to the top of the head. And then pushing up, extending through the front of the body, relaxing, pushing up again, relax, push up, relaxing and push to the right, opening up the left side of the body, eyes up, hands pushing up, feet pushing down, back to center, right again, center, right, center, and to the left, letting the right side of the body open up, center, left, center, left, and coming back to center, pushing down and bending from the hua or the hip joint so that the back can remain straight. Eyes are looking down initially at the floor, but then can follow the hands in circles. Pushing from upper dantian towards the floor, and then doing that on the left, doing it on the right, and can just hang out, grasping elbows or the legs, and massage down the legs, and then pat down the legs. Then get some kicks in, protecting the back and kidneys, and kick out with the heel first, and with each kick bring the foot gently back down on the ground. At the very least, letting there be awareness with how the foot does come back to the ground. Doesn't have to be silent, but what is the quality that is there as the foot lands? Then kicking to the top of the leg, down the toe. that warms us up for chin to toe. On the right first, so extending the right leg, grasping elbows, bending from the wall. Left leg bent, right leg extended, chin and toe aligning, eyes looking into the floor as we make circles with the crossed arms. And fingers out, pointing down to the ground. And massage the leg if you like, and bend it to make sure that you get all of the joints and points along the way. And then patting. And taking a step up and around. Over to the left, extending the left leg. Grasping elbows, bending from the hua. And circles with the crossed arms, chin and toe aligned, tongue touching lightly, eyes floor. Extension through the extended leg. Back also extending through the top of the head. And reaching with 10 hands. 10 hands if you got them, 10 fingers if you got them. And then massaging, a little bit harder coming down and a little bit harder coming up, harder on the outside down, harder on the inside up. And patting just down the leg. And keeping the back in mind on the way up, coming around, back to the right side, extended leg on the right, 3 fingers, 6 fingers, 3 on each hand, down to the ground, pointing down on the ground, chin toe line, eyes ground, leg extension, back extension, natural breath, and massage, and pat. And keeping the back in mind, coming up and around, back to the left. Aligning the torso to the left leg, 6 fingers, 3 on each hand, pointing down to the ground, eyes into the ground, chin toe align, back extends, leg extends. And then 2 fingers, 1 on each hand. Grasping toe. And massage. And pat. And think of the back on the way up. Round. And then round 2 of the kicks. Hands on the shoe kidney points. And first doing the heel. Kicking down the back of the leg. Through the heel. And then kicking down the top of the leg through the toe. Then pretzel maneuver, bring the right hand over the left shoulder, left hand in front of the face, looking to the right, aligning palms to ears. They don't have to be touching or right on top of the ears, but the idea of the connection is there. And relax. Left hand over the right shoulder, right hand in front of the face, look to the left. Relax, and one more time, right hand over left shoulder, left hand in front of the face, looking to the right. Relax, left hand over right shoulder, right hand in front of the face, look to the left. Relax, and then do some padding massages, landing on the corner of the shoulder and under the armpit. And we'll do some windmill rotations. So bending the left leg, resting the left hand thumb out on that bent leg, right arm hangs loose, torso aligns to the bent leg, and hand comes up, front, down, and back. Momentum in front, gravity in back. And switch directions. So that the arm is coming down in front and up and back. And then turning around, heel, heel, so that we're looking the other direction, and left arm comes up to front and down and back. And switch directions so that the hand is coming up and back and down in front. And then some more padding massage, this time landing on top of the shoulder, in between the corner of the shoulder and the neck, and across the back. And pivot, pivot to turn around, pivoting on the heels. More padding, slapping massage. Then feet back together and tongue touching lightly, and then massaging in circles. Shoot kidney points. And if you don't know exactly where those shoot kidney points are, it's not the end of the world. Going up and down the back, there are tons of points along that urinary bladder meridian, so you can explore a little higher, a little lower, and just see what feels good with those massages. And then lower lymph nodes. And Davao. Chest. Fingers spread to comb over the collarbone. Relaxing the shoulders, switching to the right. Left hand massages the right collarbone and chest. And then get to do the back massage. So right hand over left shoulder and slide all around the scapula. Getting towards the neck and then giving it some pats. Switching sides, left hand over right shoulder, massaging. Letting the shoulder relax and get some pats in. Then we'll massage the tops of the arms, brushing from the very fingertips, including the thumb, past the elbow, past the shoulder. And flipping the arm over and brushing down the inside. And other side on the left arm, having the right one brush up past the wrist, elbow, shoulder, getting the thumb every time, getting the pointer, middle, ring, pinky, flipping over, shoulder down, past the ends of the fingers, again still getting the thumb and pointer, middle, ring, and pinky. Then shaking the hands out, shaking the arms out, shoulders out, shake everything out. Oh, don't shake too much. And then we'll do hand-eye coordination. Fingertip to fingertip, each one of the fingertips meeting, thumbs meeting, brushing past the wrist, switching which hand is doing the brushing. And then massaging the palm, Lao Gong. And spreading that warmth out to the ends of the fingers. Twice on the pinky. And then coming over to the left hand, massaging Lao Gong. And then from the center out to the ends of the fingers. Bring the hands up a little bit more and then massaging the neck and even getting a little bit of the back end, other side. And then we'll switch to the front. Beauty move. Left hand cradling while the right hand brushes from collarbone past the chin. And right hand cradles for the left hand to brush from left to right. And back again. Then massaging the temples. And massaging corners of the eyes. Massaging corners of the nose. And massaging the lips with a V. Switching to the left hand massaging. Massaging the ears. Can pinch, can pull, can press. You can even just use your warmed up Lao Gongs and massage that way. and forming a V again, brushing up the cheek past the ear. Drums of Heaven, resting the palms lightly on the ears and drumming with the fingers. And then we will wash, face, comb hair, using the first few times as an opportunity to get rid of stale, stagnant, tired, tired chi. And with that out of the way, we'll return back to gathering around Upper Dantian. Relaxing. And we'll do one leg stance. So letting all of your weight come into the left leg, letting the right leg be light. You can do heel toe with it. You can have the heel down and just play with wiggling the toe back and forth and even letting the torso move, but keeping the stack and stability in the bent, heavy supporting leg coming up. Even as you're turning, feeling that center, and then switching to the right foot if your foot was up, brushing the ground, and then slowly transferring the weight over deliberately until the right leg is supporting and the left leg can play with brushing or heel toe. Just heel pivoting, whatever you like. Focusing on the connection to the floor and the stack, and then switching back to the left leg again with deliberate weight transfer. And then the right leg is free to do as it please. Can bring it up. And again, when the foot comes down, being aware of the transfer and the transition of weight. For the left leg is free again with support from the right. And then we'll extend through the inside of the leg. So bending the left leg, right leg is extended, feet are parallel, both fully on the ground. Fingers extending out past the end of the leg. The right hand and right arm aligned with the right leg, and eyes are following the right hand down. Left hand supporting you or forming a claw. And switching sides so that the right leg is bent, left leg is straight, and the left hand and fingers are extended, forming a claw with the right. And back to center, and brush up the insides of the legs. And lock the feet together, protecting the kidney, shoe kidney points, and kicks with the heel. as we walk. Even though the leg is snapping back for these, still giving care and awareness to how it connects back to the floor. And then with the toes down the top of the leg. And then across the Achilles tendon with the top of the opposite foot. And then just walking, meditation, arms transitioning from yang, extending, gathering to yin, gathering in and consolidating at lower dantian with each step. And that's the warm-ups. I am going to really quickly grab a drink of water. My throat is kind of dry. Be right back. Thanks for your patience. All right, time for some movement details. So this wraps up an entire go through the form. Today we can cover off on 4 moves, since closing the form, everybody's already familiar with that one, so it almost doesn't count as learning anything new, even though there's always something new to learn. Restoring chi and sleeping is an interesting movement, and there's a lot there to get into detail-wise. And then also the seeking the nest. And I like doing those two together, teaching those two together, because they share a lot of the yin energy. So to rewind, right before 61 seeking nest, what we were doing is turning around from having searched for food. So I'll do it facing the direction that we'd be in the form first, and then I'll go through this whole sequence again facing the camera. But in the form, we had just done our final search for food and brought our hands to the respective knees, coming up to lower dantian and holding there, having a sense of holding. And there's no flapping involved as we pivot on the left heel, pivot on the right heel. So we've done a 180. And from there, the weight comes forward and we move the torso and the head to the left, and the eyes look down as we bring the hands up and then get over the chi and push down through the dimeridian, the waist, the same thing that we rotate at the very start of the warm-ups. It's pushing down through that. It's working with the dimeridian, the waist, this movement. And then looking forward, transferring weight, stepping right is forward, and then eyes come down as we push down, come back in, holding it lower dantian, focusing back on the horizon, weight transfers, and we go over to the right and push, hold, forward, and I'll back up a little. We bring the hands up over the chi, looking down, pushing down, holding, and to the left. Can't remember if I did it twice on the right, but when we're actually doing 7 steps, we do it twice on the right. And some of the particularities about how the hands come up and down, it's similar to how after turning around from the moon, we had done the turnaround and done that, look at the moon, and then we are opening up the arms from here and cradling chi, and then getting above the chi and pushing it down through the leg and using the fingertips and hugu alternately. So that cradling and then getting above it and being able to push it down is mirrored in the searching for food. First of all, we do the cradling as we are coming up each time. Is that? And then as we do the nest building, it's that getting above it, the chi, and really massaging it, letting it take on a viscous quality or gain a sensitivity for the movement of air. And awareness of the dimeridian. And the dimeridian, it's not exactly straight around. You can look up diagrams of how exactly it works, but it is generally close to the height of the belly button and maybe just a little bit above, and goes all the way around. And what's interesting about that is all the meridians are going up and down the body, but the dimeridian goes around them all, so it's an extraordinary meridian that kind of like connects everything and can work with everything at once because of that. So very powerful, this movement at the end where we're working a lot with the dimeridian. And this first set, the Dian Qigong first set, Wanfu's first set, is very much about just clearing blockages and letting energy go where it needs to go, and working with the dimeridian in this way does exactly that, because if you had like too much upper energy, then it can go down, or lower energy can come up, and it's good at evening things out. So I'll demonstrate it once more facing this direction, the 7 steps, and then we can do the last part, the sleeping. So just search for food, come to the knees, lower dantian, eyes are on the horizon, cradling at lower dantian, take a step. Well, is that right? No, we had to turn around. Totally forgot to turn around because I was trying to look at the camera first. It's like something is wrong here. So turning around is what we do before we take a step. And then with each step, where you land in the left and right isn't too important as long as you are in that direction. It doesn't have to be a full 90 degrees or anything for it to do the work, but the idea is that the hips remain forward while the torso comes around, so that the hips are stable and forward, torso is pivoted, and then we get above it, push down, and look back to the horizon. And then another small detail, the moving left and right doesn't have to be lined up with any particular way that the foot comes forward either. For example, if we're going to like do that all at once, that works, or can come forward and then transfer the weight once you are feeling more stable and ready to make that move forward, and then push down in front, bring it in. If you're going to break it down into micro steps, then my tendency is to move the torso first and then take the step. But you can also take the step and then move the torso. It's really up to you and whatever you feel. Even day by day can be different, and just encourage you to experiment with that and see what you can see by doing it different ways. And then we do it on the right, and step forward a second time on the right. And each time we push down, the eyes are coming back to the horizon. Then looking down at the hands as we push down, horizon. coming back to center. And then on the last one, we're pushing down so far that the fingers are then pointing down, kind of like the close. The fingers are pointing down, connecting to the ground before they come to the side. And we lift the left heel, pivot on it, and swing the right leg around to be parallel with it, and begin fluttering up and coming up off the heels, and fluttering to upper dantian, fluttering middle dantian, and the fluttering stops. And then by the time we get to lower dantian, the hands are still and the fingers are all closed. And we land on lower dantian below the belly button and sleep. So coming down, and the idea with sleeping is, again, it's a balancing thing. So if you have your head too far down, then you're going to have everything rushing back to your head and get busy there. If you aren't straight on your back and instead your head is further up, then everything's kind of coming down. So the idea is to have your back parallel to the ground for sleeping. And that does take more leg strength to do. So this is a movement where it looks very still and relaxed, but there's actually a lot of strengthening challenge in it. If you want to get some strengthening challenge out of the form, this is a spot where you can really work those. And how far down you go, for me personally, I feel like if I go further down, then it's easier because I'm kind of like resting on my haunches and it's easy now. I don't really have to do any work. But if you're not doing any work and you're not feeling it, then there's no work getting done. And that's fine. Sometimes you don't want to do any work. That's fine. But if you are looking for that challenge, straight back. Bai Hui is forward and back is extended, and as you come down, you can close your eyes if you feel comfortable and stable, and just hold this for a while. And then come down on the heels and rise up. And the fingers come all the way down to the ground for final close. Then I'll do it facing this direction once. So the last of the seeking nest, last of the seeking nest this way, push down, and fingers are pointing down to the ground before they come to the sides, having that connection to the ground. My left leg needs to be hard for this. Pivot on the left heel, swing the right hand around, and then begin fluttering. And where you come up off your heels, or if you even come off your heels, is something to play with. You can do it as you're coming down the front of the body and sleeping, or you can let the heels coming up be part of the rising and give the rising more of a boost. And so you pass middle dantian, letting the fluttering subside and the fingers come together, landing and sleeping. But the idea is to come up off the heels a little bit, somewhere in that movement, to get in position for sleeping. When you come up off the heels, it doesn't have to be very much either. It's another one of those less is more things, where if you have the sensitivity of just letting the weight come forward into the balls of the feet while still maintaining stack, then even that little bit, maybe visibly your heels aren't even off the ground, but you feel the openness in your heel as it comes up, and then eyes back to the horizon, fingers close, land on lower dantian, and we sleep. Coming down in a squat, and Bai Hui facing forward, eyes facing straight down into the ground. You can close the eyes, and then open the eyes, come down on the heels, rise up, fingers straight down to the ground, pointing straight down to the ground, and final close. And then after we do the final close, we're pretty much back to the position we were at the very start of the form. So take a moment, just as you did at the start of the form, to feel the balance of your weight, side to side, forward, back, etc. And the alignment all the way up from lower, middle, upper dantian, Baihui open to the sky, little space under the arms, fingers evenly spread, thumbs forward, tongue touching lightly. And then after you've gone back to that starting position, you're ready to start the next thing, which is walking meditation. And when we close our legs before doing walking meditation, tradition is to close your legs into the center of the group. And it's not a strict thing, but if you are practicing in a group and you close your legs to the center, then everybody is going in the same direction as they close their legs into the center, and it looks spiffy. So if you want some style points, close your legs into the center when you're closing your legs at the end of the form. And then we just do the walking meditation. One of the most complex and interesting and simple moves of Dian Qigong. There's an infinite amount of ways to walk and play with Qi. It's super fun one. And that's it. That is all 64 movements have been covered. If you missed any, don't sweat it. What this means is that I'm starting back next week at the very beginning, and we'll go through the form again. I'm also going to see if I can get back through the videos that got recorded and snip out just the explanation portions. At least that's the idea. I don't know time-wise if I'll actually be able to get that done. But that's the thought, at least. And then that'll be a nice reference that we'll have. And yeah, keep on doing more Qigong is the idea. So we can prepare for the form after that instruction just by bowing to each other, thanking each other for making space, sharing Qi. Bow to our teachers and the lineage and its holders, and then bow to the world, heaven, earth, space in between for us geese. Okay, so find your space in your space, and then we will do Dian Qigong. Wild Goose, do some Goose Gong, set 1. Being found your space, just relaxing and finding yourself in yourself. Breath coming naturally, eyes resting, seeing nothing and everything with their soft gaze. Tongue touching lightly. Little smile. And begin. Hands down the legs, fingers dragging up, opening the sky into lower dantian, flowing out to form pause. Same thing again. Relax fingers, push up, eyes up, fold, push outside left, behind, push outside right, staying down, fingers come apart, and rock forward, rock back, palm claw, right hand macrocosmic orbit, swoop and flat. Putting the left foot down, right hand, coming back to center, forms claw, bends above the collarbone, left hand does its macrocosmic orbit. Swoop, flat, center, left hand coming back to chest, we rise up, right hand comes down and stir chi. Hands land at the waist, thigh meridian, and we wave hands like clouds, connecting, transferring weight, following the left hand around, horizon, connect, step. On the left side, we raise the right arm, spiral around, rinsing the waist, turning the left hand over. And then we push down the front. Raise single wing. Wrap ear and head. Dragon moon through the water. Turning around. And then look at moon. Shutting down. Charging the boosters. Over to the right. And we flutter up. To the sides. To the back. And flutter up shoulder high. Lower dantian up to the left. Lower dantian up to the right. Lower dantian left. Flutter to center, step, and drink water. 2, 3. Stepping up, fluttering, 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 and landing, lower dantian. Left hand above the navel, right hand below, and shake and rest. Shake and rest. Shake, rest. Then we grasp chi, eyes on the hand, on its way out, loose fist. And if you are paying attention to the speed, then when you are coming in and up is faster than the reaching out. 9, 10, grasp chi palms up. Nine, 10. Fingers spiral open, hands spiral past the face, and we gather big ball of chi over to the left, on top of the left hand, and massage the ball to lower dantian. Turn it over, massage the other direction. Massage back to center. Rising. giving to lower dantian, dragging up, another big ball, standing meditation. Okay, hands come to upper dantian, down the front of the body, pausing at lower dantian, shoulders relaxed, okay. Coming around back, Hugu Huantiao, up to shoulder high and expel. Fingers up, forward, form claw, and shake on the back. And if you need to reposition for 7 steps, go ahead and do that. Shake and relax. Shake, relax. Then arms are at shoulder high, and we glide. Number 6. Seven. Fluttering. Pivot on the left heel, pivot on the right heel, flutter up. Size. Fluttering forward. And swoop. Oh no, we're not supposed to be swooping. We're supposed to be. It skips. I skips and stuff. We're gonna improvise. At least I can improvise on my side, assuming that people did the right thing and are flying up right now. If you did that, go ahead and do the swooping. I'm gonna turn around and do the flying up out of order, but still want to get it in. Too good to pass up. 6, 7, and turning around, pivoting left heel, pivoting right heel, and building nest. Forward, right, right, forward, left, forward for the 7th step, pivoting left heel, right, foot comes parallel, fluttering, 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 coming up off the heels, opening the heels, fluttering past the face, neck, fluttering past chest and stopping the fluttering, fingers together, landing on lower dantian, and sleep. Coming down on the heels, coming up, final close, closing the form. Back to beginning. And like a meditation. Okay. bow to each other, bow to our teachers, and bow to the world that we're returning to. Thank you for joining. As always, let me know if you have questions on any of this week's movements, other week's movements, non-movements. I'm sure I'll learn. If you have a question, I will be learning too. So I appreciate any questions you've got. And uh, yeah, find ways to integrate Qigong into everyday life. That is the beauty of moving meditation. It is always with you. And I will see you either tomorrow morning, next week, Saturday, or somewhere else entirely. That's all. Thanks. Bye.